Hello, hey, everybody. Welcome to our Tech Tip Tuesday. My name is Crystal Almeida. I'm the CEO and founder of HerLink Systems and Community.
And I'm Demir Nguyen, and I am the CMO of HerLink Systems. And we're so excited to be back. Welcome back.
I know, talking about something that was like annoying us all in business this year. I think we all got affected by something that's like a pain point in your business, because it was a pain point in our business as well. And it's when your junk lands in someone's trunk. Hence, AKA your emails are going into people's spam folders. Your emails are not landing in people's inboxes, and you're frustrated. We get it. We were too. So today is all about giving you our tips that we've learned on how to get that junk out of
The trunk. I know that dreaded spam folder. Ooh. We all hate it. So here's the thing. We're going to be super quick about it. Keywords and your subject line matter. In order for you to keep your emails from going in that junk folder, you have to be careful with the kind of words that you use. You cannot, for example, using excessive caps on your subject line could trigger the algorithm to categorize it as spam, as well as the keywords in your content of your email. For example, free blah blah blah, or click here. All of those spammy keywords, you got to be really careful. They got to be placed very carefully in order for you not to end in spam.
All right. Okay. That was tip number one. So be careful with your subject lines. There are sensitive words that Gmail, Yahoo have kind of put out there as a filter, as a screening system to make sure that you're not landing in people's inboxes. Not because there's anything wrong with your emails, but because Gmail and Yahoo are trying to protect its customers by letting spam type emails land in people's inboxes. So before I get to tip number two, I just want to put this out there as a precursor. So a lot of business owners, you are not sending emails one by one through your Gmail account. You are most likely, if you are a business, you are definitely using a third-party software. So a lot of you have heard of Kajabi, MailChimp, ConvertKit. You can be using HerLink System, an all-in-one business management software tool. That's what we use. And no matter what third-party system that you are using to send out your emails in bulk or to automate some of your systems for your business, it does not matter what software you're using. What matters is who you're sending it to. And this year, there was a huge change. There was a huge you heard lots of people saying, oh my goodness, my emails are always landing people's junk and I don't understand. Well, one of the reasons for that is because Gmail, Yahoo, a lot of these email providers are updating their, what do you call it, Demir? Jump in. They're updating.
Yeah, no. So what they're doing is they update the algorithm, and this happened in January of this year. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm late in the game, you're not late in the game. It just happened not that long ago. And they just update the algorithm constantly for the same reason that Crystal said, to protect us, subscribers from being, you can thank the scammers, from being scammed.
I got off a little bit there, but I just wanted to make sure it is not the programs that you are using. It's just you've got to stay up to date with what is required to make sure that your emails are not landing in people's spam. Okay, so tip number one from Demir was watch out for your subject line and those keywords. Okay, tip number two. What did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about
real quick. I want to make sure everybody, if you have a notepad, take out a notepad and really pay attention to what Crystal's about to say, because this is super important.
Okay, so tip number two, if you are using a third-party software, if you're using a software to send bulk emails, then you need to make sure that you're not pretending to send it from Gmail. Gmail doesn't like that, that you're pretending to send it from Gmail. When it's received into a Gmail account, they know that the sender wasn't from @gmail.com. So what do you need to do? You need to set up yourself a dedicated domain. So you now need to be info@herlink.com. So you need to get an email with your registered domain. So the domain that you've purchased for your website, you've got to use your software program that you're utilizing, and you need to set yourself up with a dedicated domain. So when people are emailing you or when you're sending out emails, you're using a trusted, verified domain that is recognizable and won't most likely end up in people's spam.
Yes. And then tip number 3 actually kind of correlates with the tip number 2. So once you have set up your dedicated domain, we go back to, and all my techies are going to love this, we're going to talk about DNS records. So this is when you go into the system that you have purchased your domain, whether it's GoDaddy, Google, or Squarespace. They sold it to Squarespace. So, and you go in and you have to add what we like to call the SPF, the DKIMs, and the DMARCs. These are the newly updated codes that you have to add to your DNS records on your domain platform in order to show Google that your domain, because you're setting up that dedicated domain. So by having these codes in your domain DNS page, it tells Google we are verified. This is overly verified. It surpasses Google's security because you already have, it's kind of like a security badge, or a backstage badge. If you buy a backstage pass to the concert, you show your badge and you go backstage. That's kind of how these records. And if you don't know, if you're like, what is this? These codes could be Googled, or if you need more help, feel free to contact us. info@herlink.org. We're here. This is what HerLink's all about. We all about sharing and helping. So just make sure you send us an email.
Or DM us for those DKIM, DMARC, DCrystal, all the D records you need in your DNS records. And don't be afraid. I know it feels like a little bit of a foreign language when you get into this type of language, but it really isn't that difficult to just make sure the basics are set up and to give you the best chances to land in somebody's inbox. All right, tip number, what is this? Tip number 4. Tip number 4. All right, tip number 4, let's talk about deliverability. So you need to actually be in charge of your deliverability rate. Kind of like, what do you call it?
Well, you need to be accountable for it. You need to keep an eye on what's happening. If you don't, you hear all the time in business, know your numbers, know your numbers. Well, here it is. Know your numbers. Look at your records.
So you need to go into the software program that you are utilizing, and you need to go and check those analytics. You need to see how many people are opening up your email, how many people are unsubscribing, how many people have opened up in the attachment in your email. You need to be responsible to sending emails to people who want to be receiving your emails. And the only way you can do this is by reading and analyzing your own analytics and making shifts and changes. Remember, email sending, you don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall, because when we throw a spaghetti at the wall and throw an email to our whole email database, we're just trying to guess who that email applies to. Instead, do a little bit of homework, start researching, and start really evaluating your own data so you can know a little bit more about your niche, your demographic, your clientele, know who wants to receive emails about what. And when you start being able to really decipher this information, you can start segmenting your emails and only sending emails to clients in your database who want to be receiving those emails. All right.
Bonus. I have a bonus tip. And this is something that has started, and it's really encouraged so that you are able to help your deliverability, right? So always encourage your customers or the people on your database, encourage them to either reply to your email or to add your email address on as one of their contacts. That helps the algorithm for the next follow-up email. It helps the algorithm know that you're a trusted sender. It's all about building trust. Even in the tech world, even online, you have to build trust. So that's kind of what we have for today. And I know it's a lot. I know we did throw a lot of them, and you're like, whoa, this is a lot of tech talk. We're here to help. Just DM us. DM us if you need help. We're here to help. It sounds harder or more difficult than it actually is.
Exactly. And that's why at HerLink, we're always making sure we provide that face-to-face tech support. So you don't have to go at it alone. When you're a member of the HerLink community, we do hand over hand. We walk you through, we get on Zoom with you face-to-face. You share your screen. We walk you through on how to set up all of these DNS and DMARC and all the records you need to increase your email deliverability and make sure that you're not landing in somebody's junk. All right, that was our Tech Tip Tuesday today that we promised. If you enjoyed this, if you got something from it, like, share, comment, let us know. We want to keep bringing you some really good value every single Tuesday, answering some of your most challenged tech issues you've been having with your business. And it can be absolutely whatever. Today, we talked about email and making sure that your email is not landing in people's junks. Let us know in the comments. Tell us, what do you want to hear next?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Let us know what you want to hear next, because you never know. We might cover your subject next week.
Exactly. All right.
What would it be? Subscribe.
All right. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Remember, you got this. Just keep on going, whatever it is in managing the back end of your system, managing the back end of your business. You need your support. You need that tech support. You know where to find us, herlink.org.